How would you like to hire hundreds of workers for your business who never tire and who are incredibly productive at doing your work? In today's episode, we'll cover AI agents and the future of work and how entrepreneurs can stay ahead and avoid getting left behind. In today's episode, we have Roberto Capodieci, and he's the founder of many companies. And what's so special about him is that he's a blockchain and decentralization expert, Italian tech innovator, and entrepreneur living in Bali and working from Singapore. So tell us, Roberto, what are AI agents? And give us some examples about what they do.
AI Superwoman podcast with Lily Patrascu shares the world's most innovative AI tools and processes to go from technophobe to AI pro, attract leads, close sales, automate your business, enhance productivity, and deploy AI agents to do your work.
First of all, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. And to answer your question, AI agents are these small applications that stay and bridge AI, they stay between AI and your current applications. So those are pieces of software that pretty much allow AI to operate applications that otherwise you would operate manually. And there are different ways to implement these things. We're going to discuss this in this next few minutes. Yeah.
Thank you. Give us some examples of how AI chatbots manage customer inquiries, personal scheduling, and content research.
AI chatbots are very old things that have been becoming more and more efficient lately, and probably one of the early example of an agent, if even though in a limited manner. So the bridge of the chat in a website with an AI model. Obviously, those AI which are, have a base preparation in holding a conversation, understanding, are also then trained extra or given source material for them to learn about a specific topic, which could be, all the things, all the past years of, customer support of a company. And they look at these materials, and when some user goes to the website to ask a question, they pretty much knows how to answer this question. And this is a job that was made with more errors sometimes and a lot of human aspect that losing patience like this in the past by humans. And nowadays is almost 100% replaced by AI.
Thank you. Now, I use a chatbot. I'm not sure if it's an AI chatbot, but it's a chatbot. And it's automated. So for example, it has some if this, then that kind of function. So for example, if people are searching for ghostwriting or publishing their book or graphic design or, something related to that, and even in some odd cases to marry me or date me, I have like these options that they can go through. So they go to get started, and then they select the option that they desire. And then, for example, if they want to marry me, then it will come to a response, like an automatic response, right? That says, Lily is married, not currently looking for extra boyfriends, but if she changes her mind, she will let you know. But let's say that I don't currently have an AI chatbot that adapts to whatever the customer would actually ask. So tell us about that. Do you know of any AI chatbots that can adapt to the request that is being given by the customer?
Yeah, in fact, what you presented are the old kind of chatbots, which are applications and no AIs that are, built, and people can recognize almost immediately that they are not dealing with a human, because the path of guidance is, even if some software are very well done to intercept keywords inside what people write in a natural language, those are software that brings you into pre-established paths, and even those used for sales are always for somebody that arrive there with the intention to buy, and they just guide them to the right department, to the right product, etc., etc. And AI, on the other hand, is really like to have a human there. An AI can be even instructed to convince somebody to purchase something. So it can manipulate and guide the user that is chatting into a goal that is being instructed to. And the interaction is, as of today, because earlier AI in the past years, sometimes you can recognize they're not very well, the quality of the conversation, you can still understand that they're not human. Today, you can really be taken for a ride by an AI in thinking you're actually talking with a human, so much that they are not only adopted by legitimate business, but a lot of criminal organizations using social media to scam people use AI to pretend to be, humans that do things, etc., so they can serialize their scam in large numbers.
Thank you. So, how do we set this up? For example, the AI chatbots that can adapt. What kind of AIs would we have to set up to make actual sales for us and to convince, like you said, a customer to purchase the product from having inquired about something that we have in our website, for example?
Yeah, the engine behind all is not really the most important part. There are online vendor, classic, everybody knows ChatGPT, which is by OpenAI. There is Anthropic, that has Claude, is another very powerful one. Now we saw the DeepSeek from China arrive, that is even more powerful and for free. So there are models that people can run in their own servers, and there are models that people can rent online. So, and this is not really the big deal because those are already there. Okay, what is important is the work to make this model ready to answer the question related to the company product, company structure, and obviously, like any humans, you need to give them some material in order to, let's say, you have a company, you don't have AI, you hire this, phone person that will answer questions to their client. If this person doesn't have material to know what to answer, will not be able to answer. Same thing is the AI. So must be clear instruction and as much as possible knowledge that be attached. There are people, but in reality it's not so complex, that are specialized in doing this sort of thing. So what those people that are called prompt engineers, so people that knows how to write very good prompts. So when we chat with ChatGPT, we tend to write a single phrase, help me write an email for my cousin's birthday. But an actual prompt can go for pages in order to arrive a very, very good outcome. So these people are the kind of person somebody want to hire to shape the correct kind of behavior of the AI when interacts with a client through a chat, for example, or email or other means. And then the aspect of bridging. So if it's a chatbot, it's quite direct between the AI through point of connection, which are called API in software, and the chat. So to collect the input from the person typing the chat and send it to the AI, and then collecting the response of the AI, maybe filtering it and send it to the person that is in the chat. But more complex agents can allow also to process the order, to connect to CRMs, for example, Salesforce, somebody has it. And so also when the user say, that's my name, that's my email, they can do the verification, can collect the data, can see the last order that this person has done. So do a lot of things that an operator usually do. And to do these things, there must be the interface, the connection with these applications. And those are pretty much what the agents allow to do.
Thank you. But where would someone go to set an AI agent to kind of start to do these kind of tasks? Where would you go first?
Okay, but just Googling for this kind of service, there are plenty of companies that offer, more specialized for a particular industry rather than another, or for a particular application rather than another. A lot of vendors of specific application, they have already their internal offering to bridge their application with AI. So they have put AI everywhere, even collecting things that makes no sense, like your new mouse with AI. So most vendors will have the internal offer of AI. And if the work is much more complex, so the organization is much bigger, and their particular requirements are very complex, there are consultants that do this kind of job to help prepare the bridge between and choose the correct model, choose the correct location if it's remote or local inside the company, and then help bridge this with all the functionality the company requires.
Thank you. So are there any specific companies that you recommend, or any particular AI agents that you recommend, or any particular place that we should go aside from actually Google?
I don't want to favor one rather than the other. So I want to leave this choice to the person or a consultant. I am a consultant myself. Somebody wants to make choices that are informed, they can hire a consultant that, can guide them to the correct things. But the offering is so different and variegated that it's really wrong to suggest one particular vendor compared to another, because maybe they don't fit to the right company. So if it's the shop that sells shoes down the road from home, he's going to have a particular, choice to make it. And if it is the large insurance company, probably has another kind of choice to make. So even if I could, I would not suggest one particular vendor, because, it may not fit the need of the person or the company that want to do this.
Thank you. Tell us about practical day-to-day applications for entrepreneurs, for example, scheduling and admin tasks. How can AI agents handle appointment booking, email triage, and calendar management? How does it work exactly?
Well, the beautiful thing is that AI is them large language model or, like other kind of AI. They function in a way that we guess the manner of how they function, but we're not very sure how they function. And this is interesting because the synapses built inside an AI, they don't differ too much from those of a person brain. And in these terms, the way that an AI work to do tasks like reorganizing, the calendar of somebody rather than setting up appointment or managing phone calls differ, by the way that is implemented to do this rather than which is the specific product that we want to choose. The way that he operates is really much like a human. So given a problem, it has the capacity to find a solution. Obviously, the specific training and explanation on how to solve a problem are very useful. So it says, for example, if I have a calendar that is super busy, I'm top CEO, and I want to prioritize appointment with people that are more important for my business rather than not. This is a choice that a normal scheduler cannot do, because unless I go to flag those that are the important people. But an AI can do the deeper research to understand how many email I exchange with somebody, how much deals or money I've done with these people through accessing other source of information, and then apply the scheduling to my calendar through the API connection with the calendar system that I'm using in order to schedule things in a much more intelligent way, sometimes even hard for myself to understand, but if I instruct the AI properly, it's going to do the right choices for my business or for the goal that I instruct the AI to.
Thank you. For people that are starting out and don't have such a huge number of data to work with, what do you recommend they do in order to set up AI agents with a business that is just like starting out?
And that's a very good question, because data is what makes AI powerful. As you must have heard, they already finished all the available data. They use AI to generate data for other AIs in order to train AIs in doing things. I would say that the best way to do this, so let's say I'm a new business, I have my cousin that can do a little bit of coding, so knows how to connect to the API of ChatGPT, for example. I would tell ChatGPT in a prompt something like this: I have a new business that sells ice cream with a cart that goes around town. What you suggest me to do in order to achieve more clients? What information you want from me in order for you to suggest me? And then ChatGPT may say, okay, tell me which is the town, which is the events that there are. There is a concert somewhere, so it's better you go with your cart next to the concert. Why don't you collect people social media in order to then tag them in blah, blah, blah. So is AI itself that can suggest you the correct things to do and the correct information that you can feed the AI with in order to achieve the goal that you want. And this is beautiful because we are achieving a point where AI is going to self-code to do things. So you don't even need anymore, the cousin that codes things. You say, look, okay, I understand everything now. I have this application. Can you give me a piece of software? Can you build a small application for me to make this happening? And the AI will produce the application. So we're not 100% yet there, but soon it's going to be like this.
Thank you. Tell us about customer support and sales. How do chatbots answer frequently asked questions, qualify leads, or suggest products and services to customers?
This is actually similar to what we were discussing earlier, right? The big difference between the current existing chatbot or past existing chatbot with the new one run by AI is the fact that AI can lead and close a sale rather than just bring by hand the person to complete a sales that the person wants. So the frequently asked questions are one of the first kind of material to educate an AI on how to answer to a client. But we can feed AI much more than preset and pre-made, question and answer. So there are a lot of other aspects of documentation that we can present to the AI in order to be super prepared to answer question to the client. And if there's no, we can, because one risk of current AI model is that they hallucinate. What is called hallucination is they come out with their own explanation for things that they don't have knowledge about. And so if it's not very well coded, it can give an answer that is wrong to the person. So it's very important to always let know the AI that there is ready support if there is a question that is not tangible. So if you cannot verify that the answer they're giving is accompanied by some actual documentation, don't answer something on your own, but send a prompt to somebody that is there that can probably give you the correct answer.
Thank you. About content creation and research, tell us some tools that automate blog outlines, social media posts, or competitor analysis.
Yeah, this is a subset of AI, which is called RAG, that pretty much allow AI to do their own research and arrive to an answer which is very much informed and actual as well. So if we can source news that are current, etc. In terms of science, there are specialized website search engines that are run by AI that look through millions of scientific papers in order to provide even statistics on things based on those information, which is very, very, very interesting. In other more common terms, is important that AI has access not no more to a closed source of data that we provide to the AI, but to an open one, which is the internet or specific current updated source of information. So when a question is asked, the AI has the ability to go do a search, research, and modulate the answer based on data that's found relative to the question.
Thank you. Tell us about the short-term versus the long-term impact on work.
When car got invented, people with the horse chariots were, in troubles and so on and so forth. I do believe that dropping AI, mostly how they're doing it now, so offering free open source models. Consider that to create an open source model that we can all download in our computer for free today, it costs several million, if not more, dollars to this company. So the action of letting everybody access powerful AI for free is a fantastic thing, rather than the desire somebody to keep them all for themselves, like OpenAI is doing. I appreciate that now, for example, with this DeepSeek, that is a Chinese company, release open source and free, that is more powerful than the current OpenAI that people pay money to use and can be run locally in a computer. So respect the privacy is very interesting. So I would say that is like if all the planet, let's say at least those they have access to AI, suddenly had a 20% increase in their IQ. So you have a population that, like Instagram made every woman a model because the filters and the things. Now, OpenAI is making everybody way more intelligent because we can access a quality answer rather than thinking them ourselves. For work means I believe that productivity is going to go much higher. So things that takes a long time to achieve, they're going to require much less time. And this can have a little bit of impact on some kind of class of work, but these people can reinvent themselves thanks to the AI as well, and be able to offer services for different. If the economy support all this, we may be working 3 days per week and no more, 5 or 6, and still be able to have a decent life. So I do believe that we're gonna readapt. In the immediate term, there is going to be some turmoil. So a lot of companies that used to hire a lot of software developers stop hiring them because one developer with an AI is like 10 developers on the floor, actually better. And but those 9 other developers, if they are good, they can resell themselves for other things. So I do believe that we're going to have a little bit of turmoil in the first year, and then we're going to adapt to this revolution.
Thank you. Tell us the top dangers of leveraging AI in terms of protecting data.
But data protection is a huge constant, a huge topic on its own. I would say that AI can help those people in charge of protecting data to do a better job, probably. At the same time, AI can help those people that want to steal data to do a better job. Like every technology, things can be used for good and for bad. So we just raise the bar of the confrontation between the two sides. I never thought that data could be 100% protected. There is an illusion because mostly today you can be even an hermit on top of a mountain. A satellite is going to disrupt your privacy anyway. But how data is managed and how you can protect yourself from all these AI probably has a relative impact, if not providing the tools to do it better. That's it.
Thank you. I was referring to, let's say, when I enter my information in ChatGPT, for example, is there a way to protect my data from other people copying it? Because once it's in, does it become like common knowledge and then other people can actually use that same thing?
Yeah, the need to train model is very high. So if you're using something for free, you are the product. Just go to any social media that you don't pay to use, and probably your data are being super much used, much more than ChatGPT can use your data. Pay the subscription, they guarantee, but that's, you need to trust them, that your data are not used to train models, so probably are not going to be exposed. So for $20 a month, $25 a month, you will have the guarantee that the data that you enter are not used to feed the model. But they've been lying on many other times in the use of private data. So who knows? The best way is to use local models. It's silly to think about this thing of privacy information when like 90% of the planet use mail server like Gmail, Outlook.com, and emails are unclear. So which means that emails contain a lot of sensitive information, and those are sent transparent through the internet, transparent in the server of these large companies, where they can read everything, okay? So that concern should be much bigger than, querying ChatGPT. So the best way to have a guarantee if there is sensitive information, let's say it's a police station using AI in order to help with investigations, which is one of the kind of consulting I do for law enforcement, that is absolutely forbidden to use an online tool. Is actually so compartmentalized that probably you don't even have a large AI for the full headquarters of the police, because you don't want those that put tickets on the car to see information from those that are investigated terrorism. So each office should have its own server with their own AI trained for helping them in the investigation. So it goes to layer and levels. Their kids that doing his own work can feed the information to the AI, no problem. Probably, place that do research, other things, a law firm, for example, they should never use an online model like ChatGPT.
Thank you. Now, imagine that I'm writing books and I'm entering a lot of the proprietary information that I have about that particular book. And I asked ChatGPT to develop those ideas. Now, all of a sudden, all of that information that I have, it's not proprietary anymore, right?
I believe that if I'm doing something that I care, I can spend the money to have an account that guarantee me that my data is not used to train the machine. If I can then prove that actually they use the data, suing them can make me more money probably than the publication of the book. I guess in terms of, unless it's the next Harry Potter, but if it is the next Harry Potter, I would be spending enough money to have my small AI at home, so to be completely isolated and not incurring any risk of an AI, getting to know my secret. Yeah, it did happen. It did happen in large companies that their own, patent, and not yet patents, but their own research information end up to feed the AI, and people found them as a response from the AI inquiries. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Tell us how adopting AI could make companies more.
The innovation comes together with the adoption of the AI, meaning that is the trend of the moment. Yesterday, everybody wanted the blockchain, and the day before something else. So in these terms, in terms of marketing, saying our company is adopting AI sounds cool and probably can help them to have this innovative image. Real terms, innovation comes really in disrupting the mechanics of how something was working, in making it better in such a way that they probably would make a better flow of the work, all the SOPs, the standard operating procedures will be made better in such a way that they are more, functional and effective thanks to AI. If the average medium-large company should open a new office, not much of an R&D office, but an office of innovation, if you wanted, where a couple of people with all the new tools bring the AI can start making a difference in the processes of the company. That would be fantastic.
That's where entrepreneurs can find you.
LinkedIn, very easy, linkedin.com/IN, like for everybody, and then RC10, because as you were saying, Capodieci means capo is boss in Italian, 10 is number 10, so RC Roberto Capo 1010, RC10. And that's my LinkedIn profile.
Follow me for more AI productivity tools.